Hey everyone, I am Wildfire1. You are listening and watching Nerds the New Sexy, the podcast. And with me today is...
the Big P-Rock.
Once again, the podcast is going to be about what?
Gremlins.
Yes. One of our favorite holiday movies. I love Gremlins. I'm pretty sure P-Rock enjoys it as well.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there's some pretty funny scenes in it. And
my
his munchkins, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll get to that in a minute. I want to talk a little bit about some news here before we get started. As you guys know, we have a giveaway going on right now. If you guys haven't gone for that and you're interested in getting a SNES Classic, go for it. The information is on the video for the giveaway on our YouTube page and our Facebook page and all our other social media, most likely. So definitely keep an eye out for that. If you have tried, everyone who have tried, good luck. We'll definitely make an announcement video about who won on I think we said the 15th of January when we talk about the winner. So you'll definitely hear about that, and you'll hear from me, me personally.
Oh, sexy.
Anyway, did you say sexy?
No, I didn't. I'm sorry.
There's a lot of good games that came out, a lot of good movies. We'll briefly talk about which P-Rock probably won't know nothing about, but Red Dead Redemption 2 came out. We've been playing a lot of that. Me and Sam36 and a bunch of other people have been playing that online. It's been fun, but it's been a good game. Good old cowboy game. Some of the nerd stuff out of the way, just brief announcements. We'll go ahead and get into the topic. Gremlins. What do you remember first and foremost about the Gremlins movie? It came out what year did that come out? Alexa, what year did Gremlins come out? I don't know why I didn't do that.
The film Gremlins was released about 34 years ago on June 8, 1984.
There you go.
Land of Gremlins, Love Nature Show, or Spirits of the Air, Gremlins of the Clouds, 1989 movie.
You know, it's like he just tries too hard.
What, you hear what she said?
Yeah.
Alexa, what year did Gremlins come out?
The film Gremlins was released about 34 years ago on June 8, 1984.
Quick and easy.
Siri, Alexa kicked your ass.
Gremlins Kid was a 1984 movie. And so what do you remember mostly about that movie? When you think Gremlins, what comes to mind?
Well, I think the very first thing that comes to anybody from our generation's mind when it comes to Gremlins is going to be instantly Gizmo, right?
Yeah.
Gizmo and Mogwai.
Yeah.
And that's that movie where if you add water to them, they multiply, right?
Yeah,
those are the things that stand out. And then it was...
don't feed them after midnight,
Yeah, and it happened around Christmas time. Or
yeah.
It was the Christmas holiday.
It was around Christmas time. In the movie, it was Christmas time.
In the movie, it was Christmas time, so. Yeah, and I think, what comes to my... with me, it's just a memory. Comes to my mind as far as what's the movie about. Damn Mogwais and adding water, and they don't feed them after midnight. All the rules just come flooding to your mind. That's just what comes straight to your mind.
Well, you look at Gizmo as I'm getting ahead of myself, but you look at Gizmo as a character, and you're like, oh, he's so fucking cute. I had a little Gizmo doll as a kid, and my parents bought me one. I think you had one too.
Yeah, well, of course. And then, not to mention part 2 too much, but then when he did the Rambo thing,
that was
stuck to the window, all the car went.
What was that? Wasn't that the first one?
Yeah, but it's about a mall. It's the.
Oh my God! This is why we should have watched it. Oh.
Oh, trust me, I just watched.
I'm pretty sure that he did the Rambo thing in the first movie.
Rambo.
Well, I don't know if he made that sound.
That's what. Rambo. I gotta Google that too.
Because now I'm curious. This is what happens when you get older, ladies and gentlemen. When you defeated Stripe, and he had that little makeshift bow and arrow.
Yeah, that was part 2.
No, that couldn't have been part 2, because Stripe was in the first one.
He was in both of them.
No, Stripe was not in the second one.
Yep.
Stripe died in the first movie.
But there was another Stripe. There was
another kind of like Stripe, but it wasn't Stripe because they're at the mall in the first one. I'm having old person moment here. Anyway, so the first movie begins in this small town. Yes, is he like a bagger or
bank
something?
Teller.
He's a
bank teller.
Is he a bank teller? Okay, that's right, because that's where they bring in that Miss Deagle character that we all love to hate.
Yep. Billy. He works in the bank, and he has his dog behind the counter.
Yes.
He's not supposed to have his damn dog behind the counter. She's like, my heart.
Yeah, and she's freaking out. And he's like, come on, it's Christmas. And she's just a big bitch throughout the movie.
Yep.
And
Exactly.
you get to meet Billy very briefly, and you know he's a dog. You see his family, and his dad is a salesman. He sells his own inventions.
He's a salesman
Slash inventor.
Inventor.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's selling his own inventions. And he goes into this, and his dad goes into this like old Chinaman shop. You know, I say Chinamans because I don't know the better way of putting it. Like
it's an old like Asian antique store.
Yeah, Asian antique store. And he finds this old, like, this really fucking stereotypical old man, like he like someone you expect to train in a dojo.
Talk about being politically correct in an Asian store, and this guy that comes out looking like Mr. Miyagi, like times a million. He looks like the guy from Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah,
what's his name now? Why am
I think it was Pan or something like that.
Yeah.
So it was insert stereotypical name here because that's literally what it was.
Yeah. That's what he looks like, and he's got one whited out eye. The bathroom buddy.
The bathroom. Well, then he shows him the smokeless ashtray. He shows both. The bathroom buddy was funny though.
Yeah.
Because he's trying to show, like, you know, the toothbrush function. It's shooting out fucking toothpaste, and he sees something because he's trying to find something for his son for Christmas, right?
Yeah. He's like, I'll give you $100. I'll give you $200. I'll give you $300.
No. Look, I've got to have him. It's a present for my son for Christmas. It's exactly what I've been looking for, and I've been everywhere. I'll give you $200. That's $200.
And he doesn't.
Back in 1984.
Yeah, and he doesn't want to buy.
Like, no.
He doesn't want to sell this Mogwai.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons, we find out later on.
And his grandson was like, "Hey, we need the money."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And he was like, "Hey, stay here. I'll give you the Magwai." And he ends up giving it to him.
The little shit grandson sold him in the back behind a dumpster.
Yeah.
He's all, we need the money. Give us the money. Stereotypical Asian.
It wasn't Dr.
Data.
Jones.
What?
It wasn't Dr. Jones.
Wasn't Dr. Jones?
It wasn't.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't short round. It wasn't short round.
Wasn't short round.
It wasn't Data. No.
Data. But he had the same haircut. Tried to make them all look the same. That was great.
But that was the magic of the '80s, man.
That was the '80s. That was racist.
I think for that scene in particular, they're trying to make it look like magical and mystical, and what's more mystical than Asian magic? So, you know.
True. I mean, a dragon coming out would have been.
Yeah, the smoke and.
But we got Gremlins instead, so I guess that's fairly acceptable.
Well, Gremlins are the dragons of America.
So they get the Magwai. He gets the Magwai.
He buys the Magwai.
He tells. Well, that's what he tells them the rules.
These are the most important part, and like we said at the beginning of the podcast,
right.
the things that probably follow through. Like, did you remember?
Yeah, bright lights.
Stay away from bright light.
Right.
One, he hates bright lights. We know that.
Especially sunlight, it'll kill him.
Yes.
But you got to keep him out of the sunlight. Sunlight will kill him.
Don't get him wet. He hates water.
Number two, keep him away from water. Don't give him any water to drink. And whatever you do, don't give him a bath.
And don't feed him after midnight. He said the most important one of all is never, ever feed him after midnight.
And probably the most important thing, don't ever feed him after midnight.
But here's what always got me about these rules. They emphasize, hey, he hates bright lights. Keep him out of bright lights. And especially sunlight, it'll kill him. Like they emphasize. I mean, they put a warning label of death on the light.
There was an emphasis.
They graze over the water. Never give him a bath. And then never feed him after midnight. That's the most important. Multiplying is a fucking huge deal. Sunlight will kill him. That was true. Feeding him after midnight, that's a very important rule. That was true. This doesn't like water. No, he multiplies into 15 fucking other animals if you get him wet.
But, you know, I wonder what happens if you put him in holy water.
Then you don't get gremlins.
You don't. It's just like a poof of smoke.
They got halos and shit.
They're doing good deeds for people. Walking little old ladies across the street.
Now, he never said don't give him a drink of water after midnight. How does he stay hydrated? These are things they never thought about.
Well, yeah, I mean, but then again, like...
But he is a Magwai, I mean...
You know, don't feed him after... What if it's like daylight savings time?
What if it's milk? Is that water a liquid or is that a food?
Does it have to be water?
What if it was Diet Coke?
But what if? The thing is,
these are all the questions I would have asked, though. I would have asked these questions from Short Round, like, okay, like, don't get them. Okay, is that water? So I don't
just been like, you know, you wouldn't have got an answer. Just like, give me the money, fucker. Give me the money, Round Eye.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, don't give him any water to drink. Don't give him a bath. Nothing. He just magically just stays hydrated. He magically's this.
Yeah. Well, the question is how does water make it multiply?
Yeah.
Let's go into the science here, if there is any. I mean, we understand it's a movie. It's movie magic. It makes it fun.
Yeah, I guess I'm ruining the magic of the whole.
But how does getting something wet multiply? Like, is there a chain reaction of chemicals? Does water make it like? Does it turn itself on? Is it asexual to where it fucking breeds itself and like that?
Were these things in the wild? It obviously fucking rained.
Yeah. You know, once years ago they populated the earth, and then people hunted them for their pelts.
There's none left.
To near extinction, yeah. And then they keep them out of the water for that reason.
Tons of magwai pelts
That's what this is made out of, actually.
Like a magwai butt fur.
Yeah, this is like 6 magwais right here.
Magwai.
Gizmo, caca. So we go on, and he comes home, and he more or less, his dad comes home and gives him this present, and he opens it, and it's Mogwai. It's none other than Gizmo. And Gizmo's cute as fuck. You hear him singing, you know, that whatever song he does. And he's doing that, and it's adorable. And I think everyone in that, you know, my age, when I was young, I instantly fell in love with Gizmo. Gizmo's a shit. You know, everyone wanted to get a live Mogwai, you know.
Oh, everyone wanted it.
By the way, the voice of Gizmo was Howie Mandel.
Was it really? I didn't know that.
Because he generally uses the same voice for Bobby in Bobby's World.
That's true. I never thought about it, but yeah, that sounds exactly like Bobby from Bobby's World.
It was Howie Mandel. Just the animatronics, for lack of a better word, the puppetry for Gizmo.
Oh yeah. You know? Especially for the time. I mean, you thought he was a real Magwai. He
looked real. Like, if you didn't know better, you thought it was a real creature. Like, and then we get a little bit further into it and introduce, you know, Corey Feldman.
Yeah, I just remember him being a freaking Christmas tree.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
he was dressed up like he was delivering the Christmas tree.
He was delivering the Christmas tree, and he looked like He
was dressed like a Christmas tree.
Yeah. So, enter Corey Feldman, who's like he's showing him the Mogwai.
Gee, Billy, where can I get one of those?
And it's sitting there singing and being cute and shit. And Corey Feldman knocks over some water on him, and Gizmo goes from like happy to fucking batshit crazy in 2 seconds. See all these bubbles on his back, and they're shooting off. Pew! Pew! They're going left and right, and there's like, and they look again. Science. How is this a thing? Those are parts of his body shooting off of him. How come there's not big ass holes in his back?
Nope. No, it's like it was almost like he got acid poured on him or something.
No, he was acting like it was painful because he was giving birth, and it wasn't out of a vagina or a butthole.
Yeah. So is a Gizmo a boy or a girl?
You get several. What is like 12 of them?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new ones.
There's a certain number because they counted them. I remember he was counting them. 1, 2, 3.
He counted. He's like, "Hey, can I have one?"
Yeah, and he's like, I don't know. And then they take him. It's the teacher.
They take him to the science teacher.
Yeah, the science teacher, and the science teacher looks at it and kind of figures it out. Doesn't he die? Does something happen to him?
He turns into a gremlin. Eats it and turns into a gremlin.
That's right. And so when you feed the Magwai that came out of the Magwai, it becomes a gremlin. Why didn't Gizmo?
Gizmo never ate. Remember, he offers Gizmo a chicken leg, and Gizmo's like, "Nope." He's like, "All right, not hungry, okay."
So that's why you're not supposed to feed them after midnight. There's that explanation. Because if you feed them after midnight, they turn into gremlins. You pour water on them, you get more Mogwais.
And now, so Gizmo, I mean, is he a caterpillar? Technically.
You're saying well, I think they use the word metamorphosis because that's what they were telling when he was explaining the change.
It's like the whole point of being a Magwai is to become a gremlin.
Like caterpillar becomes.
Yeah, because then they cocoon, right?
Like a kind of a cocoon, I think, right?
Yeah, they cocoon, and then they come out gremlins. So they're like Magwais are like a fucking caterpillar.
More or less, right? Like so So poor Gizmo's stuck in its first form.
It has no desire to freaking.
Just call it a he. It's a he. I don't give a fuck.
I don't want to offend the gizmos of
The Gizmos of the world.
Worrying about the feelings of a fucking magpie.
A fucking puppet.
It's a made-up thing. It's like
you're worried about offending a puppet, okay? So it gives birth to this amount of mogwai, and then we figured it out back in the day, but we refigured it out. If you feed them after midnight, they become gremlins.
Yeah.
Because they named him Stripe because he had that thing on his head.
Yeah.
Because he had the stripe, the mohawk.
No, I don't know if they ever named him Stripe. I know that Corey Feldman's character said, "Oh, I like this one, especially the one with the stripe on it."
Yes, he did.
Now I
say
know
that.
Billy refers to him as Stripe later on, but I don't think they ever go by and go, "This one's name ID me Stripe." I don't.
Let us know, nerds. If you remember, let us know. We should have watched it. We really should have, like we did Goonies. But honestly, like we went into this thinking that we'd remember so much.
Well, it's like one of those movies. I'll watch Never Ending Story today, and there's so much that you just accept, but that was never explained.
Which we talked about when we did the Goonies.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah, the same thing with the Goonies and everything else. And in a Never Ending Story, like at first they're calling him a human child, then it was an Earthling child. So when the hell did it transition to needing an Earthling child? And now we're like interdict. Oh fuck! I watched.
He ate after midnight. Okay, he ate after midnight.
It's same thing. Same thing.
He transitioned. There was that beautiful transitioning from Mogwai to fucking Gremlin.
Fucking
so
crazy.
Back to the topic. That's what's so beautiful. We go from point A to point B really quick, and then we go to Z and then back.
But that's what we talked. Remember when we did Goonies? We talked about. We fill in the blanks.
Yeah, we do.
And it was funny, instinctually, and everybody fills in the blanks the same way with the same info, but it was never explained.
Well, watching it as an adult, these movies, watching as an adult is a lot different than watching as a kid. Because as a kid, we had to fill the blanks in. We had to go, oh, this makes sense.
But we were all thinking the same thing, even though there was no. That's just that.
Well, as a kid, Mogwai magic is a thing. Asian magic is a thing.
It's a thing, yeah.
You just believe in it. You don't question it. As an adult, you watch Howard the Duck now, this day and age. Watch Howard the Duck and tell me you don't go, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, why did I watch this as a kid and not realize that this bitch is committing bestiality? Quick story, I watched that with Maximus and a few other people a while back, and we were drunk as fuck. And we watched that, and I remember going...
You accepted him as a person before, that's why.
Well, as a kid, it's cute. Like, oh, you don't think about, like, she's fucking a duck!
Well, try watching Garbage Pail Kids now as an adult.
I didn't like that as a kid, so...
Yeah.
But, stuff like that, you watch, you just accept. You're like, oh, it's cute, there's love, and this and that, there's magic. As a kid, you're like, oh, that's fucking awesome, but as an adult, you look at it and you try and rationalize it, and that's the problem with being an adult. Is you try and rationalize everything. There's got to be a fill into that blank.
Well, what I always wondered was, because even as a kid, when I watched Gremlins, I was never scared.
No, it wasn't scary, except for the parts that they melted and fucking died.
But was it supposed to be?
Yeah, it was supposed to be a little scary. I believe
it's a cult classic now for not being scary and kind of being stupid, but
yeah. Well, it's you can see the Warner Brothers in the movie. You know what I mean? You can see the actual Warner Brothers like influence.
Yeah.
And that's back in the day where you can use clips of Disney and not get sued. Hi ho, hi ho,
Oh my gosh, so stupid.
It was a different time, I'm sure they had to pay royalties.
It's ridiculous. I don't that stuff just off.
This
day. I mean, all it is free publicity for them. You know what I mean? And to show the influence it has on the world.
Yeah.
Which just gives them more power and more sellability and more. It makes them more attractive to consumers in general.
But I'm getting ahead of myself with the whole.
So they turn into gremlins. He feeds them. He realizes the clock cord got chewed. He tells his mom, what's going on? They hatch into gremlins while he's away, right? Because they're in the cocoon.
But they were bad Mogwai too. Because remember what they did to the dog?
Yeah.
They strung his ass up with the fucking Christmas lights.
That's right. That was so messed up.
And they're like, all of them are laughing and eating and shit, and fucking Gizmo's like going, I don't like these guys.
Oh man,
this is a bad crowd. Billy, get me the fuck out of here.
Some people's children, they're Gizmo.
Gizmo, you didn't raise your kids right.
Because they are his kids, right? Or no?
Honestly, Asian magic.
Asian man. They string the dog outside. They ring the doorbell.
They fuck
laugh.
around. Yeah, they laugh. They
Yeah.
have fun with it. You know, and Billy's like, nah, it can't be them. It's some fucking punk kids, you know.
Yeah.
But just going back to Corey Feldman's character real quick.
Mm-hmm.
We see him, what, maybe 3 or 4 times after that?
Yeah.
They become gremlins, and then the whole town goes batshit crazy. They're going around.
Right.
They get out, and shit's just going bad.
Yep.
And they start doing what gremlins are supposed to do. You know, fucking with
Yep.
everything. But before we go there, there's one of my favorite scenes, and I forget if it's before or after. But the gremlins are outside, and they're all diggle, 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 diggle. Yeah, it's just how they said it. Diggle, diggle, diggle. It's just how they fucking said it.
One of my favorite parts is when it attacks his mom and she puts it in the fucking microwave. Yeah.
The first gremlin scene, of course, was against Billy's mom, and there's 2 gremlins that attack her, I believe.
I
There's
think
one
it stabs her in the fucking hand. I
At
mean,
one
it actually
point.
like grabs a knife and
Well, no,
stabs her.
it slices her hand.
Or slices her hand. Yeah. Yeah.
And,
that was like, damn.
Yeah, like these things don't fuck around. They want to kill your ass.
That's where you think, is this supposed to be a horror movie or is this like a badly done comic?
Well, let's look at the gremlins' way of thinking. There's a scene later on where they're playing cards, I believe, and they're shooting each other.
Oh, that's right.
And they're laughing their ass off about that. Murder means nothing to these fuckers. They think it's funny.
It's bam.
You know, and that's it. The boys, she's coming home with a bunch of stuff, and I remember one of the biggest parts of that scene is, you know, where you hear the music play. You know, it's that "Do you hear what I hear?"
Oh yeah.
I guess she's looking around the house, and I could be wrong about how this scene plays out chronologically. First one attacks her, and I think that's the one that goes in the microwave.
Yeah, I think she opens the fridge and puts stuff in the. Was it in the fridge?
And she's freaking out. How would you react if you saw a little green fucker trying to kill you?
I think I would just be like.
I would shit myself
I
and
would
then
look
bunt
at
kick
with
it.
Disbelief, like, is that a real?
Yeah, what the fuck? Where's Jim Henson?
Yeah, all right. What the hell is that thing?
Hi ho, you're gonna die. Oh, Jesus Christ. So she goes full on kitchen warrior on 2 other ones. One of them she puts in a blender.
Oh, that's right. There was more than one. She got.
Yeah.
It's in the.
Did you see its fucking legs?
It's shooting shit everywhere. It's like the frog in the blender thing. Like, remember when that was the cool thing on the internet?
Yeah.
You get the frog in the blender thing.
Yeah, and it's talking to you like, fuck you guys.
That all you got, fucking pussy.
Yeah, you fucking pussy. Yeah. And the other one stabs to death like a fucking champ. Yeah. And she gets it in the microwave.
That all you got, fucking pussy.
Yeah, you fucking pussy. Yeah. This shit was
And then,
funny.
yeah, she puts it in the microwave. She turns it on, and it's like, ah, boof.
Oof! Just see
Love that.
everywhere.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Absolutely love that.
It was really cool. That was a good scene, and that was pretty much where you could see that they were. I mean, they were mortal. You could just kill them anyway. Miss Deagle, Deagle. And they go to Miss Deagle, and she's feeding her thousands of cats.
Yep.
You know, and she's like, "Okay, everybody, I'm gonna feed you," and you hear that shit, and then you hear in the background caroling, and that's not even normal caroling. There's and looking at these pamphlets and shit, they're really caroling. And this part right here, definitely shows that the movie is meant to be humorous.
Yeah.
Like it, and she freaks out. She's, "Oh my God, they're here to get me." She's, for some reason, she thinks that, like, again, she puts it like all on her, like everything is against her. Did you notice that in that scene? Did you notice that? She's like, "They're here to get me. It's just me. I'm not ready." So she gets on this. She's on this, like, those little fucking lazy boy chairs that go up the stairs. Yeah. She gets on that motherfucker. And of course, the scene when she's looking at the carolers, there's one of them in there going, "Yeah." Fucking with it. And she gets on that thing, and it suddenly turns into like a Magic Mountain ride.
Right. Just,
It goes around the staircase, and then fucking catapults her out the window.
Shoot out.
And one of them, and you see the 2 cops going, "I think that was Miss Deagle. Oh my God."
feet in the air.
Yes.
Right. So do we think that she actually killed? They killed her?
Well, you and I discussed this on Facebook. Like, just because, I mean, people have jumped out of buildings and survived.
Yeah.
You know, and
Was she in the movie at the end? I don't
think so. I think that they wanted us to believe the bitch was dead. Like, she did not survive that.
Yeah, because I remember in all the Gremlins movie, I don't ever remember any dying except for. Unless that was her, then she's dead.
I think a few people died because you remember there's scenes where people were on fire.
That's true.
It's hard to go watch the Gremlins movie and go, no one's gonna die in this because someone's gonna fucking die. Like, these are Gremlins. They shoot each other and don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about anybody.
There's actually a feed here of people asking if Gizmo ever turns into a gremlin.
We just asked that question. Honestly, I think the movie answered that. Like you said, like he's like, no, I don't want to eat.
Yeah, no, he never. No, but I mean, like, that's like obviously someone who's never seen the damn movie.
Oh, I get you. Like, they're asking if Gizmo turns into a gremlin. Like,
yeah.
Honestly, I think the original script called for him being the bad guy. He was going to be Stripe. If I remember correctly.
Gizmo?
Yeah. I had watched something on that.
Who died in Gremlins?
Was
Roy Hansen.
Yeah.
The teacher, he died.
Yeah, the teacher died.
Cause of death, wrist slit. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Car wash victims, car pile up traffic, gremlin. Well, we don't know who died. That's just assuming someone.
Yeah.
Murray Futterman, run down with the snowplow. Sheila Futterman, run down with the snowplow. But they don't die. Is that they're in part 2? The guy who does the snowplowing?
Yeah, the guy that tells them about the Gremlins in the beginning.
Ruby Deagle, she launched from the second floor window.
Yeah. Deagle is definitely a casualty.
So, I think the only thing that's for sure is the teacher. He definitely died.
The teacher died and Deagle. Well, we're going to say Deagle's a definite casualty.
Let's see here. Warner Brothers was initially concerned that it has the casting of Phoebe Cates as Kate due to her being primarily known for a risky role in Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Well, that is a thing. Didn't she show her boobs?
Emilio Estevez was supposed to play Billy. I didn't know that.
Wow.
Gremlins was originally planned and scheduled for a Christmas season release, but the film was rushed into production and would have no major competition for summer movies in the summertime, so it wouldn't compete with Christmas movies. You're right. Gizmo was supposed to be the villain, turning himself and becoming the leader of the Gremlin pack.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been a shitty movie.
No, that would have been bad. Could you imagine, like, because everyone fell in love with Gizmo, and all of a sudden he's the bad guy?
But then he's got to be murdered. Steven Spielberg overruled the plot element because he felt Gizmo was cute and the audience would want to see him live through the whole film.
He was right.
5. In the original version of the script, the Gremlins killed both the family dog and Billy's mom, cutting off her head.
Jesus!
And tossing it downstairs. That would have been. You know what it would have been? Gremlins was just like a goofy. Now, had they cut off her head and this big fake head would have rolled down, it would have been a dumb beat.
Well, no, again, I'm going to call bullshit on that because the Gremlins themselves, all the animatronics were actually well done. So they put money into that. So you can't say it's a B movie. A B movie would have been like sock puppets coming at you.
Yeah, I guess cutting off her head.
And Spielberg doesn't make B movies, bro.
But if you think about it, it would have been 2 body snatchers or like.
It would have been more horror than it would have been comedy.
Yeah.
And that would have been the issue. So
it says Gremlins, Indiana Jones, and Temple of Doom credited as films that led to the creation of the PG-13 rating.
Yeah, I believe that. Oh, I also heard that the set, like the town set, was the same set as Back to the Future.
It is set in Kingston Falls and the same one used for Hill Valley in Back to the Future. Oh my God, it is. That's hilarious. We got some pretty good some facts on the movie right there, I guess. Where are you getting those facts from?
Let's
see, it's a BuzzFeed.
Oh, okay. Well, BuzzFeed.
Well, the teacher was originally killed by hypodermic needles to the face. They were going to put a bunch of needles in his face.
So we left off in the plot. There's a point where they're fucking the town up, and they come up. They're fucking the town up, and there's this one particular scene. Yeah, lighting fires. The whole town's in disarray. Cops are busy. Everyone's fucked. So there's one scene where because Billy has this love interest, and it's the gal we talked about from the Fast Times at Ridgemont High. That gal, the one that shows her tits in the movie.
Kate or something like that.
Yeah. And by the way, she did an amazing job in that movie.
She did.
So despite, they were worried about her titties, her tatas being showed, that, people would just think of that when they saw her. But no, I didn't. I was so young, I didn't care.
Yeah.
And I probably didn't see that movie because my parents didn't want me to see it. I was
exactly.
So you get her. She's telling this story to Billy about how her dad died.
Right. The Abe Lincoln story.
And my dad, I remember watching this as a kid. My dad laughed his ass off at this story. And it's a sad story. And I'm like, as a kid, I'm like, why are you laughing? And today, nowadays as an adult, I laugh my ass off at it. And she's telling this story about her dad wanting to surprise them for Christmas. And if you guys haven't seen it, you got to watch it. She's trying to surprise him for Christmas. And I think he drank that night or something along the lines. Yeah. And he's going, and for some asinine reason, he decides he's going to go through the chimney dressed as Santa Claus. And he slips, falls, and gets stuck in the chimney and dies in there. And she's like, and that's her reason for not liking Christmas. Now, I'm going to say this. That is a very legitimate reason for not liking that time of year.
Yeah.
I think I'd hate Santa Claus after that, too. Like, fuck you, Santa. But yeah, so...
What else you find back there?
Ho, ho, ho. You have that scene, and my dad laughed his ass off. And as a kid, I'm like, why are you laughing? That's kind of sad. But now as an adult, I think of that, and I'm like...
Yeah, no, I remember that. I remember that part of the story. I'm trying to remember where they go from Billy's mom's house to Deagle's house, then to Sutman's or whatever, the snowplow.
It's a montage of them basically harassing people.
Yeah, and then they get them into. So they kill all the other ones except for Stripe, right? How do they kill all the other ones?
Well, they kill them. They kill them because they get them to go to the movie theater.
Right.
And they get a lot of them go there. And Stripe decides, you know what? I want a candy. I want some candy. Yep. No, he doesn't even think it's a trap. He's like, I want some candy. He's like, yum, yum. He wants some candy to watch with the movie. And of course, what are they watching? They're watching.
Hi ho.
Hi ho. Yeah, they're watching Snow White.
Hi ho. Hi ho.
And there's that scene where they're getting them set up to blow it up, and you hear the music's playing. They're like, man, they love that. And we completely forgot about the bar scene, which is what led them to do the blowing them up in there to begin with.
I am mind blanking here.
Oh my god! Well, anyway, there's the bar scene where they're all drunk in the bar.
Oh yeah. And they're playing cards.
Yeah, that's where I think that's where they're shooting each other. And,
yeah.
But so it goes to that from there to they get this idea to put them all in the movie theater. And they're going there, and they get all of them in there, and they're all fucking around on stuff and flying and messing around with the projectors, and so they're in there and they're watching the movie, and of course the scene where they're singing it, they're singing the hi ho, ha ha, rah, 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 and they're doing that, and you hear Gizmo singing, and it's adorable.
Yep.
They're talking. Billy and his girlfriend are talking, and you hear Gizmo in the background, ha ho, ha ho. And you're just like, oh, it's so cute. I want one all over again.
I blame fucking Gremlins and Magwise for designer fucking dogs.
I agree.
I don't remember there being designer fucking dogs or anybody wanting to carry around Magwai looking fucking things until then.
I guess we can blame. Damn it, Gremlin.
Look at French bulldogs. That's a fucking Magwai.
Or Boston Terriers, like my parents love.
Oh yeah, or puggles. Not puggles, no pugwawas.
Pugwawa. Ugh.
They make the Pugamaranians or whatever. They're all fucking.
It's like they find like the two types of dogs that have all these problems and put them together to one big fucking problem.
Oh, it's crazy. Yeah.
What's wrong with your dog? Like the fly? I bred him with 3 different breeds. I don't know what happened. It's got a human hand on its face. I don't understand.
It's a pug pit wawa.
A pug chew woodle.
A pug chewoodle. Pug chewato manian. Dane.
Oh, Dane. What the fuck's wrong with this dog? Kill me.
Please, some God, oh God, please, sir, please,
finish it now.
For the love of God, just shoot me.
Just finish it now. So So they get him there. They end up blowing it up, but they miss one. And Stripe is hellbound. He's going to get more brothers and sisters. So what's he do? He goes to the department store, the mall. Yep. He goes to the mall, and he runs amok there. And there's a point where they're all against each other. You know, they're all trying to hunt him down and find him before he gets to the water. And there's this big fountain in the middle of the mall. And they're trying to keep him away from that. And there's that iconic scene at the end before Stripe dies. This is where Gizmo takes up for himself. Because remember, he was bullied throughout the whole movie by these fuckers.
Yep.
And I like to look at this as the nerd getting the jocks back.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, it's like the Revenge of the Nerds movie, except for Gizmo's a badass. You know, he's doing that thing. He's dipping his water, and he's got the shit growing on his back. And I forget, what does Gizmo do? Does he shoot him with something? Or he hits him with a car? He hits him with a car, like a little...
Yeah, well, I mean, he ends up getting into the fountain.
Actually, what happens is Gizmo drives his RC car, crashes it, sees that there's some blinds that can be opened, and kills Stripe with sunlight. Like, you know, or a cook. Instead, he melted like fucking the Wizard of Oz.
Exactly.
In a horrifying way, too. Like, that part scared me as a kid. That was horrifying. You know, imagine how many kids went into that movie and saw that shit and didn't have nightmares.
Wait, why do I think he ended up in a pool?
I can't necessarily remember. Maybe that's how they... Because at one point there was more than 7 gremlins. Or 6 gremlins. There was... Or whatever amount there was, because there's a shit ton of them. So maybe that's where that came in. Maybe they found a pool in the first movie. This kid?
Yeah, no, in the second one, they were going to release him in the sunlight, but it started to rain.
There's different types of gremlins in the second one. One of the funniest ones was the female gremlin, in my opinion.
Oh, Lady Gremlin. Single women that haven't had any children above 35 these days remind me of fucking Lady Gremlin.
Overpainted. And...
Oh, fuck.
Actually, some single women that have had kids over 35 remind me of that.
Fuck.
But
so they killed Stripe.
And at the end of the movie, they go home. Everything's great. And then the old Asian dude with a beard comes in and basically says, "You are not ready."
Yeah.
More or less. And
but then
takes Gizmo.
In a little hint into the second one, he fucking dies. And take him fucking in.
What would you rate it as a 1 out of 10?
Oh. Well, for me, the classic, it's a 10 for me.
8.5.
I mean, to me, it'll be a 10, just like Big Trouble in Little China's a 10.
You got
Labyrinth is a 10. Princess Bride is a 10. All the
yeah, but I'm a man of nostalgia.
Okay. Actually, it's an 8 compared to the Goonies.
Okay, see, there you go.
Yeah.
You got to compare it. If you're gonna compare it with nostalgia stuff, like the Goonies, I've had great memories with.
Yeah, Goonies and like Temple of Doom are 10s.
Yes.
First and third Indiana Jones are solid 9. Yeah, so it would be an 8.5.
Yeah,
I agree.
8.5.
Yeah, in comparison.
Great movie. Doesn't make it any worse. It's just there's certain aspects they could have done that would have made it better.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying chop off Billy's mom's head. Fucking weird.
Could you imagine them fucking rebooting Gremlins?
Oh, you know they do that shit too these days.
Oh yeah.
If they rebooted Gremlins, and they wouldn't even reboot it like as a continuation. It would be a whole new fucking movie because that's what they're doing nowadays.
They had a complete reboot. Yeah.
They can't continue anything. It has to be a reboot. It has to be something brand new.
They'll Ghostbuster it. They'll
Ghostbuster it or Total Recall. Hollywood. Awful. You're fucking up, Hollywood. You're fucking up.
At least fucking Footloose was like a line for line. Like it's
More
almost like watching a play. The same.
Footloose.
Yeah, with different characters. It was at least like that. It was like watching a. It's like, oh, I saw that 10 years ago on stage. I'll go watch it again. You know, you were watching the same show, but obviously different actors 10 years later.
Yeah,
whatever,
you know that's
how Footloose was.
Well, you know, I'll put it this way with the remakes. It's like if they remade Grease and it was in space.
Oh yeah! Oh my gosh!
You know, that's what they're doing with these movies.
That's what they're. They remade Grease and it was in space.
You know?
Yeah, that's exactly.
Talking about a spaceship named Grease Lightning.
Oh fuck! Yeah, we told about reboot, remake, and rehash.
Go to Lightspeed before you fucking know it. Grease lightning, go grease lightning. God damn it. Fuck you, Hollywood!
So stupid. Oh, shit.
Oh. They
Well,
fly
I
into
don't
the
got too much
sun.
more to add about Gremlins.
Yeah, I
other
think
than
we're about
fucking awesome.
done with the whole Gremlins conversation. It wasn't going to be a long podcast. Here at Here's New Sexy Entertainment. Want you to have a very happy holidays. Very Merry Christmas. Yeah, very Merry Christmas. And we want you guys to have a Merry Christmas. We'll see you in the New Year's. Once again, we're coming back for the podcasts. It's coming back in February. But we wanted to do something wonderful for Christmas, so we want you guys to stay tuned. Remember to look out for that giveaway we're doing, because that's a thing. That's happening.
Awesome.
And is there anything you want to say there, P-Rock?
No, hope everybody has a Merry Christmas and stay sexy.
Always.
Cheers.
Because you never can tell. There just might be a gremlin in your house.